Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jaima, and if you're new here, hi. If you're returning, what's up? For today's topic of the video, I wanted to talk about my testimony about how God told me not to work. And I want to start this off because this happened back in 2020. And I had left the faith, and then I had came back. And when I came back to the faith, the Lord told me to quit my job and um to focus on the ministry that He gave me, because He gave me a ministry. And He was like, quit your job and focus on your ministry. And this was back in 2020. So this was when COVID happened, and I used to be a DoorDasher. And I stopped DoorDashing because God told me not to work and because of COVID. So when He told me not to work, um, I was getting unemployment checks from COVID, and they were giving out COVID unemployment checks. So people who didn't work because of COVID, I was getting checks because of that, because I live with my family, and my family is immunocompromised, like my whole family is. Like every person I live with is immunocompromised. And so I didn't want to get them sick. So I was like, I can't work during this, because if I catch COVID, then the whole family's going to catch COVID. Because I had the strongest immune system out of everybody in my family. So I'm like, if I get it, then everybody going to get it. So, and I don't need none of that. So God told me not to work. And I, during the time of COVID, I was receiving money. And I received so much money during the time that I was able to pay off the car that the Lord told me to buy. Well, my mom forced me to get, but the Lord showed me which car to get when I was there, and He made it known what car I should have gotten. And I got the car. I had a loan to cover the payments, and I was making the payments every month, and then I got a bunch of money from the COVID loan, and I was able to pay off my car. So I was like, yay. Thank you, God. Thank you. And um, the Lord told me to work on my ministry, and my ministry is the Bible is Inclusive.com. As y'all know, with the YouTube channel is called The Bible is Inclusive Ministries. And so He told me to work on that. I started to ask Him a bunch of questions that I had about everything. I was asking Him about everything, about queer people, about women in leadership, about slavery, about the Bible, about so many things. He was teaching me so many things. And we grew to be like super close with each other. So He was just teaching me everything that I needed to know. And I was like, oh, wow, you're queer affirming. Oh, wow, you like women in leadership. Oh, wow, you don't like slavery. So I was just like learning a bunch of stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, like you're actually pretty cool. You're a pretty cool guy. So I learned all of that stuff, and I put it on my blog in my ministry, and the Lord kept me for like that first year, like at least with like I had money. I had money for like that first year. And then after um after that first year, um the money started to dry up. And I wasn't worried, like I wasn't upset about it. Like I was like, oh, okay, like the Lord's going to provide for me. It's going to be okay. And my parents, that's when my parents started to hound me about not working, because the Lord kept telling me, because it was like, it was still COVID-y, and the Lord still kept telling me not to work. And so um he still kept telling me not to work, and my parents were like, you need to get a job, because if a man don't work, he won't eat. And that's what they kept telling me the whole time. If a man doesn't work, he won't eat. And I'm like, am I a man? Am I a man? No, I'm not. But they kept telling me that, and I was giving them the scriptures that the Lord was giving me, and I was telling him, like, I'm like, the Lord told me to focus on my ministry. He told me to do things and not receive any money for it. And that's what he told me to do. Like, and so I was like, I know that this is just what he wants me to do right now. And they kept trying to say, they're like, he never told you that. He's not saying that to you right now. And they were just yelling at me a lot, and they were just like really angry with me because I wasn't working. And um, they thought like I was just trying to be lazy or whatever. So I was just like, okay. I'm like, this is what God is telling me, and I'm not going to disobey him. I don't care what you say. And that's the thing, too, because I would pray and ask God every time my parents would yell at me, and I'd be like, are you sure this is what you're telling me? And he's like, yes, I don't want you to work. And so I was like, okay. Because I knew that, like, my bills were so small at the time that, like, I could DoorDash for, like, one day and get my bills paid for the month. Like, if I went out and I worked hard, like, for one whole day, I would get my bills paid. And I was like, I don't know why he's telling me not to do this, because it's like, it's not as if I would have to work that hard to make the money that I need to make. But he kept telling me, he was like, I don't want you to work. I don't want you to do this. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to do it. And I would receive a little bit of money every couple of months. Like, and that's the thing. Like, the Lord was providing for me during that era. Cause like I would receive like birthday money, money on Christmas. I remember my grandma randomly started giving us money, and I was just using all of that, and I would spend most of my money buying like the huge bags of cat food for my cat, because he had like a specialized diet. He has pancreatitis, so he can't eat regular cat food, so his cat food is expensive. But I was able to get like this like huge pound, this like, I think it was like a 5 pound bag, and I would be able to use that for like 3 months, and he'll eat on that for 3 months, and then I would buy the big thing again. So I only had to buy it every couple of months, and that's how I was able to make it work. But it was like, I honestly, like, I vaguely remember that time of my life, because I'm like, it was so stressful and so, like, chaotic. But the Lord was still, he kept me. And I was able to feed my cat son. And I was able to pay my bills. So I was like, I don't know how I did it, but the Lord did it. And so then in 2022, because this was 2 years later, and well, 1 year, well, I guess through 2021 to 2022. 2022, I had a psychotic episode. Excuse me. And that's when I found out that I had schizophrenia. And during that time, everybody was telling me that I was crazy. And so I was like, okay, like they were telling me I couldn't trust anything that I said, anything that I heard. And they were telling me I had religious delusions and that I can't trust myself. I need to trust my family. And my families were the one who were telling me not to listen to God. So he was like, I was like, well, maybe God didn't tell me not to work. So I was like, okay, well, then I started, um, then I started to work again after I had my episode. And, but when I was working, I went to this meeting after I got out the psych ward, and this lady told me that I could get on disability because I have schizophrenia. And I was like, okay. So I applied for disability. And at this time, I was mad at God because, like, during this time, um, everybody was calling me crazy, and I was just like super upset about my situation, and I felt really disconnected from God, and I was just really angry with Him. And um, I told Him, I was like, if you put me on disability, if I get disability, then I was like, I will worship you. I will sing you a song. And I was like, I'll sing you one song. And that's what I promised him. I was like, I will sing you one song. And I filled out the forms for disability. And it took like, because I filled it out in like February, I think. And I didn't get approved until November. And um, it took a while, but I got it on my first try, and that never happens. Like, ever. Especially for mental health diagnosis. So I was like, I knew that was God. I knew it was God. I knew it was God. And so, um, I was able to get put on disability. I was making $600 um, a month. I was getting SSI payments, so I didn't have to work because I was making money. And then uh, then my parents started charging me rent, and I had money to pay for the rent. Like they charged me like half the amount I was getting, which was like $325. And I was like, okay. So I had that, and then I was able to stay. Well, I'm still on disability, and now I can't work at all because I have schizophrenia. Because like schizophrenia, like when you're stressed, you get in psychosis. So now the Lord really doesn't want me to work. And at the time, I didn't know why He kept telling me not to work. But now I do know why, because I've had schizophrenia, and stress leads to psychosis. And psychosis leads to psychotic episodes. Psychotic episodes leads to staying in the psych ward. And I don't like that. I don't like being in the psych ward. So um so he was telling me, he was protecting me, really. That's the whole thing. He was protecting me. And my family just like, they're toxic, so they didn't see what God was doing. And I make money off of disability now, so that's the way. Because for the 2 years, there was 2 years where I wasn't making money at all, and I know the reason why God put me through that was because I valued money. Like money was my God at the time, and I figured that if I made enough money, I'd be able to support myself, and I wouldn't need anybody, and I wouldn't have to deal with anybody. But um, I know that that's not what God wanted me to be in my headspace about. So I just um, I just had to go through that. But basically, what I'm saying is God told me not to work, and he told me not to work. He told me not to work for years, ever since 2020. Ever since 2020, it's been 6 years. He still doesn't want me to work, and he's been providing for me this whole time. So basically, I was getting provided for with unemployment benefits. Then I was getting provided for with disability. And so, like, when the Lord tells people not to work, because he tells people not to work all the time, you really don't know what it is that he could be shielding you from, what he's protecting you from. And the work that I was doing, I was a DoorDash driver, so I was a delivery driver. So I would come up to random people's houses, strangers' houses, and deliver them food, and anything could happen at any time. And my parents were trying to force me to do that, and I'm like, I'm not doing that without God's hand over my life. If he didn't tell me to do it, I'm not doing it. I could have gotten in a car crash. I could have had anything happen to me. Anything, if I wasn't paying attention. But because I listened to God, I was able to get my car paid off. I was able to be supported for years. And now I've been on disability for mm, like 3 years now. 2-3 years now. And the Lord still provides for me. And I just got an increase in disability because I was paying rent. I wasn't paying rent at first, and now that I'm paying rent, they increase your the amount of money that you get. So now I make the full amount of money that you're supposed to get. And I got back pay because it took them a long time to adjust my stuff. So I got back pay for that too. So I thought that was cool. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that the Lord still provides. If he told you not to work, you should listen and not work. And even if it's bleak, because it was bleak for like 2 years during all of this, where I was just getting scraps of money, like literally just I get $100 here and there, $40 here and there, $20 here and there. So, but it was able to sustain me. And I had to deal with that for 2 years, but then after that, I was able to get on disability. So you really don't know what the Lord is doing with you, like why he does the things that he does, why he tells you the things that you do, because like he could be protecting you. You could be mentally ill like me and just not, you don't know it at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord is trying to prevent you from having a psychotic episode, or prevent you from being stressed out and going to the psych ward, or maybe you have suicidal ideation or something like that. Like you don't know what the Lord could be preventing things from happening to you. You just have to be obedient. So you gotta listen to his direction, and he will protect you and shield you from things too. So you really never know. But to all the people who say, who's going through this, one, I want you to know that the Lord does tell people that he doesn't want them to work. The Lord does tell people that, and that is a true thing. He does tell people that he doesn't want them to work. He will provide for you if he has told you that. It may be slim to slim pickings. It may even get rough for a couple of years, but he will provide for you. You'll be able to sustain yourself through these seasons. And um yeah, he'll be able to give you what you need, take care of you. And as of right now, I'm trying to move out. So I'm looking for apartments and places to go to, and I'm asking the Lord for that, so I know that he'll provide something for me, and I'll be able to share my testimony of me still not having to work and I get to move out, and I can't wait to share that testimony. So I really want to be able to do that. So yeah. Um if Okay, so that's all I had to say for that. But if you want to find me online, I'm going to put my links in the descriptions. But I do want to plug something real quick. If I am a life coach, and if you need spiritual guidance, spiritual help with anything, with queerness, accepting your mental health, being a Christian, accepting yourself in general, um, if you have any questions about slavery, about women in leadership, about Paul's letters, about what else? Whatever. I don't know what else. Race, gender, whatever. About um questions in the Bible, I can help you with that. I can guide you through that. I've been there, so I want to help other people with that. If you want to book a session with me, you can go to thebiblesinclusive.com to book a session with me. So yeah, check out my schedule, and you'll be able to have a hangout with me. So yeah, thank you for making it all the way to the end of the video. And I love you. And Jesus loves you too. So bye.